The universe doesn't wait, and neither should you. Right now, the cosmos is in motion, unveiling 5 astrological events that hold the power to reshape energies, influence decisions, and awaken something deep within. As the new moon rises and the waxing crescent follows, these celestial shifts are not just ordinary occurrences. They are messages, warnings, and opportunities woven into the very fabric of time. March 2025 isn't just another month on the calendar. It carries rare cosmic alignments, each one pulling at the strings of destiny, urging you to pay attention. Some will feel an unexplainable push, a sudden realization, a call towards something greater. Others might find themselves standing at the edge of change, unsure of what's next. But one thing is certain: these events are happening now, and their impact is unavoidable. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear isn't just astrology, it's a revelation. Above us, the new moon emerges, a void of darkness, yet a womb of creation. Unlike the full moon, which illuminates what is, the new moon whispers of what could be. It's a celestial reset, a moment where the past dissolves and the future is unwritten. But this isn't just any new moon. It arrives in a rare cosmic position, intensifying its power to manifest, to shift, to awaken. Symbolically, the new moon represents beginnings. Think of it as the inhale before a powerful exhale, the gathering of unseen energy before it takes form. It's the seed buried beneath the soil, the moment before the first heartbeat. And as it aligns with the waxing crescent, its influence deepens, urging movement, action, and intention. On a personal level, this energy may stir something within you, a restless longing, a sudden inspiration, or a quiet, undeniable knowing that something in your life must change. This isn't random, it's the universe handing you a blank slate. But will you use it? Life moves in cycles, just like the moon. One moment, everything feels familiar, predictable even. Then, almost without warning, change appears on the horizon. Not always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's subtle, a quiet feeling that the life you've been living no longer fits quite the same way. The people, the routines, the places, they're still there, but something feels different. This phase of the moon isn't just about the sky, it's about you. The new moon and waxing crescent are cosmic mirrors, reflecting back the parts of your life that are ready for renewal. Maybe it's a relationship that has slowly lost its warmth, a dream you once chased but left behind, a version of yourself you've been suppressing because it didn't fit the expectations placed on you. When was the last time you truly listened to yourself? Not the voice that tells you what you should do, but the one buried underneath, the one that speaks in feelings, in quiet knowing, in that unshakable sense that something is waiting beyond your current reality. Think of the ocean at night. The waves don't stop moving just because we can't see them. The tides shift in silence, responding to forces beyond what the eye can perceive. That's what's happening now. Beneath the surface of your daily life, things are shifting. Not because you're lost, not because you're broken, but because growth is inevitable. And yet change is uncomfortable. The mind clings to the familiar, even when the familiar no longer serves us. Have you noticed the hesitation that comes when you think about doing something different? That split second where doubt whispers, maybe it's safer to stay the same. But safety and fulfillment are not the same thing. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the in-between spaces, the moments when you stand at a crossroads and choose to trust the pull towards something more. The energy of this lunar cycle is an invitation, not just to set new intentions, but to acknowledge the ones that have been lingering in your heart all along, the ones you've ignored out of fear or routine. So, what is it that keeps resurfacing in your mind lately? A dream? A decision? A change you know you need to make, but haven't yet? You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to see the full path ahead. But you do need to take the first step. The universe moves when you do. The energy is here. The question is, what will you do with it? Change is not a storm that crashes down upon you. It's a tide that rises slowly, giving you time to decide whether you'll wade in or retreat to the shore. The new moon and waxing crescent are not here to force transformation upon you, but they are offering a rare opportunity, one that will not wait forever. The question is, will you recognize it before it passes? Right now, you stand at the threshold of possibility. The slate is clean, the path unwritten. But even with the universe aligning in your favor, nothing will shift if you don't take action. This is the part where most people hesitate, not because they don't want change, but because they fear making the wrong move. The unknown is daunting. The mind craves certainty, but certainty is an illusion, one that keeps far too many people trapped in cycles they've long outgrown. Think about the last time you felt truly alive, not just content, not just comfortable, but deeply, unmistakably alive. What were you doing? Who were you becoming in that moment? There's a reason that memory stands out. It wasn't random. It was a glimpse of something real, something aligned with who you are at your core. Yet, as time passed, maybe you convinced yourself it was unrealistic, or that life had other plans. But what if that feeling wasn't meant to be fleeting? What if it was a compass, pointing you toward the life you were always meant to create? The energy of this lunar cycle is calling you to reclaim that truth, to stop settling for the version of life that feels safe, and start stepping into the one that feels meant for you. Of course, taking that first step is never easy. Doubt will creep in. Old habits will whisper that it's better to stay where you are. And if you're not careful, this moment, this window of possibility, will pass just like all the others. But not this time. Not if you choose differently. Start by asking yourself, what is one thing I've been avoiding because it scares me? Not in a reckless way, but in a way that reminds me I'm on the edge of something meaningful. Maybe it's a conversation you've been putting off, a decision that lingers in the back of your mind, a risk you've been too afraid to take. Whatever it is, the time to face it is now. Small steps carry the same power as grand gestures. The universe doesn't measure your progress in leaps and bounds. It moves in response to your willingness. A single shift in mindset, a single step forward, can set an entire transformation into motion. So, where will you begin? Will you let this moment slip through your fingers, or will you take hold of it and shape it into something extraordinary? The choice is yours, but the time is now. Every great shift begins with a decision. Not always a loud, dramatic one. Sometimes it's as quiet as a whisper in your own mind. A simple agreement with yourself that says, I will no longer stay where I do not belong. But decisions alone don't create change. Action does. And here's where most people get stuck, not because they lack the will, but because they wait for the perfect moment. They wait until they feel completely ready, until the fear is gone, until the path ahead is perfectly clear. But that moment never comes. Fear doesn't disappear before the leap. Clarity doesn't arrive before the journey begins. The truth is, you won't feel fully ready. And that's exactly why you need to start now. Imagine a door in front of you. It's slightly open, but you hesitate. You wonder what's on the other side. You analyze every possibility. What if it leads somewhere unfamiliar? What if you lose what you have now? But the longer you stand there, the more you forget something important. You can always turn back. The door isn't locked. If you step through and realize it's not where you need to be, you're allowed to pivot, to adjust, to choose again. But if you never step forward at all, you'll always wonder what could have been. This lunar energy isn't demanding perfection from you. It's not asking for grand, fearless leaps. It's simply inviting you to move, to try, to shift, even slightly, in the direction of what calls to you. So, what does that look like in your life right now? Maybe it's speaking your truth, even when your voice shakes. Maybe it's setting a boundary, where you once allowed others to overstep. Maybe it's dusting off an old dream and giving it just one more chance. Transformation doesn't happen in an instant. It unfolds in the small, courageous choices made every day. The ones that push you past comfort. The ones that remind you who you are before the world convinced you otherwise. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. The universe is shifting, and you are meant to shift with it. But the cosmos can only open doors. It is you who must walk through them. So, what will you do with this moment? Will you wait, or will you rise to meet the energy that's calling your name? Because whether you step forward or stand still, time will move on. The stars will continue their dance. And one day, you'll look back at this moment and see it for what it was, a choice. The only question is, what will you choose? Choice is a powerful thing. It shapes destinies, alters timelines, and creates futures that didn't exist a moment before. Yet too often, people surrender their power of choice without even realizing it. They wait, they hesitate, they convince themselves that circumstances must change first, that they need a sign, that the fear must disappear before they act. But the truth is, transformation doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It happens when you decide to move forward despite the uncertainty. Think of a seed buried beneath the earth. It doesn't wait until it understands the entire process of growth before it breaks through the soil. It doesn't question whether it's capable of becoming a towering tree. It simply responds to the call of life, stretching toward the light, even when it can't yet see the sun. This is the energy surrounding you right now, a force gently urging you to stretch beyond the familiar, beyond the safe, beyond the comfortable. The question is, will you answer? Too many people spend their lives circling the same decisions, standing at the edge of change, but never stepping into it. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, next month. But the weight of hesitation only grows heavier over time. Before they realize it, years have passed, and the dreams they once held so close feel distant, almost unreachable. But they were never unreachable. They were simply waiting for a moment of courage. And this, right here, right now, is that moment. The cosmic forces at play aren't just about celestial movements. They are about personal awakenings. This is the kind of energy that stirs something deep within, the kind that whispers, it's time. Time to stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that no longer hold you. Time to stop replaying old doubts like a broken record. Time to break the cycle of waiting and step into the life that has been waiting for you. So, what does action look like? It doesn't have to be grand or overwhelming. It doesn't mean uprooting your entire existence overnight. It can be as simple as writing down your intentions, getting clear on what you truly want, rather than what you've been conditioned to accept. It can be having the conversation you've been avoiding, making a decision you've been postponing, or even just allowing yourself to believe that something better is possible for you. The new moon and waxing crescent are not passive energies. They are not here to simply be admired. They are forces of initiation, pushing you to take the first step, no matter how small. The universe will meet you halfway, but only if you move. And yes, fear will come. Doubt will creep in. That little voice in your head will try to convince you to stay where it's safe. But remember this, fear is not a stop sign. It is a threshold. Every great transformation is met with resistance, not because you're not ready, but because the mind clings to what it knows. But just because something is familiar does not mean it is meant for you. Ask yourself, what have I been holding on to out of habit rather than out of true desire? Is it a routine that no longer serves you? A relationship that drains you more than it nourishes you? A belief about yourself that keeps you small? The energy of this moment is offering you a gift, the chance to rewrite your story, to choose a new path, to say yes to what you once believed was out of reach. But this energy won't wait forever. Like a wave, it rises with force, but if you hesitate too long, it will retreat. This is your invitation, not just to dream, but to decide, not just to wish, but to act, not just to exist, but to become. The universe has opened a door. Will you step through? There comes a moment in every journey when hesitation must be left behind. A moment when the weight of the past, the fear of the unknown, and the doubts that whisper, "What if I fail?" must all be silenced by a single, undeniable truth. You are meant for more. This is that moment. The energy around you is not subtle. It is a force, a tidal wave of transformation that refuses to be ignored. The new moon and waxing crescent are not passive phases. They are celestial markers of beginnings, of momentum, of unseen shifts taking form. This is not just another month, another cycle. It is an invitation, a call to step beyond old patterns, to align with the future that has been waiting for you to claim it. But here's the thing about new beginnings. They demand something from you. They ask for courage. They ask for trust. They ask you to move before you see the entire staircase, to believe in something greater than your current reality. Because transformation does not happen in comfort. Growth does not come without risk. Every soul who has ever risen beyond their past has faced this choice, to remain in the known or to step into the becoming. And now, it's your turn. The universe is not asking for perfection. It's not demanding that you have all the answers. It is only asking for a single act of faith, a choice, a commitment to yourself that says, I will no longer stay small. I will no longer silence my own voice. I will no longer live a life that does not set my soul on fire. Feel that? That pull in your chest? That flicker of recognition deep inside? That is your soul awakening. That is your future self calling you forward, and the only thing standing between where you are and where you are meant to be is action. This lunar energy will not wait. It is here, now, in this very moment, whispering the same message it has whispered to countless others before you. Rise. So, what will you do? Will you take this message, nod in agreement, and then return to the same patterns, the same doubts, the same cycle of waiting? Or will you break free? Because here's the truth no one tells you. No one is coming to save you. No magical moment will arrive where fear disappears entirely, where the universe hands you certainty on a silver platter. If you are waiting for the perfect time, for the sign that erases all doubt, you will be waiting forever. The only sign you need is this one. The only permission you need is your own. So, take a breath, Feel the energy in your body, the fire that has been ignited in your spirit. You are standing at the edge of something extraordinary, something life-altering. The door is open, the path is waiting. Step forward. Step into the life that has always been meant for you. The stars are watching. The universe is listening. This is your time. Will you claim it? Everything that has been spoken here, every word, every message, it all leads to one undeniable truth. This is your moment. Not next week, not someday, not when things magically align on their own. Now, the cosmic forces at play are not here by accident. They have aligned in a way that is pushing you, urging you, challenging you to wake up to your own power. The new moon and waxing crescent are not just phases in the sky. They are symbols of rebirth, of new cycles, of the first steps towards something greater. They whisper of untapped potential, of roads untraveled, of opportunities waiting in the spaces between your doubts and your dreams. But none of this, none of it, means anything if you do not choose to act. You have heard the call. You have felt the pull deep in your chest, that unshakable knowing that something inside you is shifting, longing for more. And now, it is up to you. So, what will you do? Will you let this moment slip through your fingers like sand, returning to the same patterns, the same routines, the same quiet regrets? Or will you take the first step, no matter how small, toward the life that has been waiting for you? Change does not ask for permission. It does not wait for you to feel ready. It arrives like a storm, forcing you to choose. Will you resist it, or will you let it carry you forward? The stars above are aligning in a way that supports transformation. They are opening doors that were once closed, but you must be the one to walk through. The universe is offering you the energy, the insight, the push, but it will not move for you. And make no mistake, this is not just about external shifts. This is about you, your mindset, your choices, your willingness to break free from the weight of the past. So, let me ask you, what is one thing you can do right now to step into this energy? Is it setting a clear intention for the coming days? Is it making a decision you've been avoiding? Is it releasing a fear that has kept you small? Take that step, and as you do, I want you to share it. Right now, in the comments, declare your intention. Speak it into existence. Because words carry energy, and the moment you write it down, you are already in motion. What shift are you making? What transformation is calling you? I want to hear from you, and so does this community. You are not alone in this. There are others walking this same path, others feeling the same energy, the same fire stirring within them. And if you feel this message deeply, if something inside you is awakening, then do not stop here. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Because this is only the beginning. The cosmos has more to reveal, and together we will uncover it. The energy of March is just the start. There are more shifts ahead, more revelations waiting. In the next video, we will explore an even deeper celestial alignment, one that could alter everything you thought you knew about your path. So make sure you're here for it. Until then, trust yourself, trust this moment, and remember, the universe moves for those who decide to move with it. The question is, will you? Because this is not just another passing moment. It's not just another video, another idea that fades into the background of daily life. This is a turning point, one that will define whether you step forward or remain where you are. You are standing at the edge of something powerful, a future shaped by your choices, your courage, your willingness to believe. The stars above are not just distant lights. They are cosmic guides, aligning for you, waiting for you to rise.